I just pretend.
And I'm straight.
Shit, I wish we were recording that. That would have been fucking great.
Or
We were?
We are? Nice.
Welcome to Close the Door Behind You, Winter Edition. We have a fantastic guest for you today, and it's not just Christos. It's Rebecca Kaplan. Welcome, Rebecca Kaplan.
hi, thanks for having me.
Thanks, Rebecca. Why am I catching strays? What the fuck is that?
Straits?
Strays.
What's a stray?
Just keep going.
All right, I'm going to keep it going. Anyway, so listen, welcome to Close the Door Behind You. We have a fantastic guest today. Her name is Rebecca Kaplan. She's been making clips. She's been crushing it on the circuit of female comedians here in New York City. Welcome. What's going on?
Not much. I'm happy to be here on Close the Door Behind You podcast.
What have you been
Rebecca,
doing?
could you calm down a little? Like the,
Yeah. All right, so,
I know the energy's
the
a little much.
headphones,
A little much.
they're popping when you're talking.
Didn't I give you a Celsius or something like that? No, you didn't want to have a heart attack, she said.
yeah, I have like pretty bad anxiety, so I can't do energy drinks.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
Oh, good to know.
yeah.
If you'd like to kill Rebecca, spike her drink with Red Bull.
How is your energy drink?
Very good. Thank you.
I started off with a Monster. Now I'm going to go on to Celsius, but I'm not. Whatever. I'm a multifaceted. I have many interests, Rebecca. Yeah. I do Celsius. I do Monster. I haven't done Red.
Clearly,
not today. But what do you like to drink?
I do coffee is like I feel like that's like 5 coffees in one can. That's crazy. That's like
I love it.
You do multiple energy drinks in one day?
I used to drink 4 in a night. So when I would do overnights in the hospital, I would get 4 Monsters. And by the third one, I was literally throwing people out of the ER.
Oh, my God.
Yeah, my Press Ganey scores, which are like the surveys that the patients get, were fucking atrocious. And I blame it on Monster Energy Drink. Monster, that's our sponsor.
Monster.
Sorry.
No. Just tell us what's been going on. So I've been watching your comedy, your stand up for a while. You're super funny. Like, what's happening in your life?
Thank you. Yeah, my life is totally exciting. I'm doing Christos and I just shot some sketches last night.
Cool.
That was pretty fun.
Where'd you guys film the sketches?
Mercury Bar. I kind of thought you were gonna kill us when, because Dom texted saying the Mercury didn't work, and you were like, "Did you not have an arrangement with the bar?"
I did find that quite alarming. That
I was like, Christos is gonna get here and he's gonna murder us.
Well, it's a very intrusive thing to be filming in a restaurant. So some prior authorization is.
I've been to that bar a decent amount of times, and I had a strong feeling they wouldn't care.
Yeah, okay.
So for the viewers to understand what you guys are talking about, you guys met up to film some sketches, and it was at a bar called Mercury Bar. You didn't tell the people that were working there that you were filming, and did that result in some horrible outcome? Or
no, it actually worked out fine.
No.
Okay, cool.
Because Rebecca plans good.
Because Rebecca be planning good.
Nice. Okay,
but I did bust out our full camera rig, which you definitely got to give a decent warning if you're going to do that.
Got you.
There is a certain amount of access that you're given if you come into somewhere with professional video equipment. People just stupidly kind of go along with it.
The other thing is if you say you're working on a school project, like your college or grad school, people are very willing to let you have stuff.
Right.
And would that work if I did that? I'm working on a school project.
Perhaps, yeah.
Let's try it.
You look
Honestly,
like someone.
You say if you went to New York Film Academy, half the students I worked with were your age.
Oh, really? They're people in midlife crises, going back to film school because they want to be actors and directors.
They're I'm tired of making money. I'd like to be unemployed.
Yeah. Or maybe they're divorced and they're trying to find a future ex-wife, so they go to NYU Film School. Did you go to Nat? Did you go to NYU Film School, or which film school did you go to?
I went to Emerson, which is in Boston, but I worked at New York Film Academy, which is down by Battery Park. Got
you. All right, cool.
Nice. I'm just keeping.
What about you, Rebecca? What's your educational background before becoming a comedian, et cetera, et cetera? Did you go to school for anything artistic like that? You seem like an art school graduate.
I did go to an art school. I have a bachelor's of creative writing and journalism.
Interesting.
Which was like, yeah, it's just like a bad. I mean, you know, I enjoy school for school's sake, and I did go to a state school. I think, like, personally, I think nobody should go to like a private, you know, 4-year like liberal arts college.
I went to a private school.
Yeah, but like, did you graduate without debt?
I had a little bit of debt, but almost none. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I feel like nobody should go. Let me rephrase. Nobody should go into debt to go to a private.
Yeah, I mean, I still went into debt. I got the Martin Luther King scholarship.
You got that?
Yeah.
Yeah. What was it for? Like, which field? For your advocacy of
for leadership and essays and like coming from a disadvantaged background, all of these things. So I was the only white man in a group of minorities who received this award, and I was also the most No, I wasn't the most privileged. There were so many of them that were actually like lying in their tax forms and stuff.
When you say you got a Martin Luther King award, does that mean that you just had an address on Martin Luther King Boulevard, or
No.
did you actually have an award?
I had to write an essay about like how I embody the spirit of Martin Luther King in my everyday.
Can you please bring that in so that we can read it aloud on the podcast?
I don't
if
know
anybody's
where it
out
is.
there that can procure that, that would be gold.
Yeah, no, it was great. Yeah,
I personally, every time I see you, I think of Martin Luther King Jr.
I agree. I love Martin Luther King. Yeah, I don't see color.
Yeah, somebody should start a Martin Luther scholarship. It's like, do you believe in the Reformation of the Catholic Church? Are you a 16th century German man?
Is he the one that like nailed
the door,
the
thing to the door?
Yeah, that's funny. Very good. History is not.
You completely
Judson's,
lost me.
yeah.
No, I know history. I just don't know non-Jew history. I only know the Jew history.
Oh,
Because this is, Jew. I don't know. We weren't taught the non. You know what I'm saying?
yeah.
Maybe not.
Cool.
I don't know much about the Greeks either. I know you guys have a lot of gods. Do you guys still believe in that shit?
Are you joking? Are
No.
you doing a bit right now?
No.
ChrisTos actually commented like angry on one of like I had a video making fun of Greek gods, and he was like, "How dare you?"
Why not? Why not have
My
many gods?
culture is not your costume.
Yeah, you're like
That's
2,000-year-old culture.
I think he's that was a rehearsed comeback. I love that. My culture is not your costume.
You haven't heard that term before?
No.
Oh.
I'm old. That sounds like see, we didn't use terms like, what is it? Cultural appropriation. That came out like 2 years ago in my so that's just, I'm not accustomed to that kind of pussy language.
We're looking to get monetized. All right. So
We'll edit that out.
yeah, Rebecca, can you tell us a little bit about your process, your writing process?
Yeah, I just write down I just carry like around a notebook, and I write down anything that occurs to me throughout the day that might be funny, and then like every now and then I'll like try to go through those notes and like flesh them out.
I like when you in your stand-up talked about like how if you're dating a comedian, like you'll have to stop while you're having sex and be like, wait, I have to write that down. That's some funny shit.
Yeah, that bit occurred to me during sex, and I was like, I can't stop the sex to write this bit down. So I just, for the rest, until we were done, I just was like repeating it over and over again to myself, like, don't forget this. This is gold. It would have been better for me if we could have just stopped so that I could write it down.
What? So do you remember what it was?
It was that bit. Like, I thought of that bit during sex.
It's crazy. This is why you don't date a female comedian.
I think a male comedian would do that too, no? Or he's focused on the sex during sex.
Yeah. Because he's barely getting any, like that. That's his one time where he's like not writing a bit.
Yeah. Yeah, fair.
It's like, this is what it's all for.
When I'm having sex, I like can't think, like I can't focus on anything. I'm just like, my mind is just constantly like just thinking about everything, like grocery list, bits I want to try.
Why are you trying not to come? Because that's what we do when we're having sex. We're thinking about grocery lists and stuff like that so that we don't.
Your grocery list doesn't make you come.
Not mine. Mine's very
Yeah.
not exciting at all. Probably because I don't have one. I
It's
don't.
because you don't shop at Trader Joe's.
I shop at Uber Eats.
Yeah. Trader Joe's really gets you going, in my opinion. So welcome to the Pulling Teeth podcast.
So let's talk about more what's going on in the future with you. So like, what's happening? Do you have any shows tonight or this weekend?
I actually don't have shows on this weekend. It's kind of like I feel like I'm at the level now where like I most of the time I don't have shows on the weekend. I have shows that are like 11 p.m. on a Tuesday in like Bushwick or the Bronx.
You're driving to the Bronx?
No, I went to the Bronx one time. I didn't drive there.
So why are you acting like you go to the Bronx all the time?
I just
use it as an example.
I feel like they're like in far-flung places.
Who are you trying to relate to on this podcast?
What do you mean?
With this Bronx thing.
Why are you fixated on the Bronx?
I don't know why you said the Bronx. She
Who
said
was
the
what?
Bronx like she goes to the Bronx all the time.
I did a show in the Bronx one time.
You did a show in the Bronx one time. What do
What
you
are you
want, a
getting at?
Martin Luther King award?
Who lives in the Bronx that you're talking
Nobody
about?
lives in the Bronx. The
I don't live
Bronx
in the
is
Bronx.
is a
What-
wasteland.
My mother's family is from the Bronx. Watch what you're saying.
Oh, okay. What are you going to beat me up, Rebecca?
Yeah, I'm gonna beat you up.
Okay. I'm sorry. I'm just trying to
I used to
fight
work in the
Rebecca.
Bronx. So when I used to work at Jacoby, and at Jacoby, it's a hospital in the Bronx, and I worked in the pediatric ER, and they had so like in the pediatric ER, they would say no temperature is a temperature except for a rectal temperature. So in every single patient, the patients would have to get a thermometer up their ass. And so the actual thermometer was like an electric thermometer, and it was on like a rollable thing. And so you would take the electric thermometer, you'd put a cap on it, and then you're supposed to like, either put it in their mouth. But I didn't realize that they were pre-lubed. And so there was like this gangster kid. He was like 16. And I think like he got maybe shot. I don't know what the hell happened. But anyway, I remember I stuck a lube thermometer in his mouth. And he was like, ew. And I'm like, oh, I'm sorry, dude. That's the wrong thermometer.
That's a disgusting
Yeah,
story.
what the fuck? A child got shot and you thought like, oh, let me put an anus thermometer in his mouth for fun?
Yeah, that's exactly what I was thinking. I mean, he kind of deserved it, though. He, like, had tattoos and shit.
As a child, well, how old was
He's
this
like
He's
kid?
the
16.
victim in the situation.
Yeah.
Yeah, but was he really? I mean, was he really?
Yeah.
So what were you doing when you got shot? This is always his answer, or their answer. I was just minding my own business.
I don't know. Some of them might have been actually.
Minding his own business?
Yeah, they were 16.
With a 16-year-old with a grill and tattoos on their face?
I don't know.
I don't think so.
Yeah, so do you want us to upload this so you lose your medical license? Or
I don't work at that hospital anymore, so.
That's fair.
All of this is satire.
Yeah.
None of this bears any resemblance to
That
something
absolutely didn't happen. I absolutely did not stick a rectal thermometer fully lubed into a patient's mouth ever in my life at Jacoby Hospital in the Bronx.
Right, and Rebecca's never been to the Bronx and her family's not from the Bronx.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, I'm not even from New York City. I'm from like Peoria, Ohio.
Peoria.
Wherever that is.
Peoria. Isn't that Illinois, Peoria?
I don't know.
Oh, you're just making shit up now? I love it. Okay. That's funny that I actually knew
Ohio.
it was.
Peoria is like where it's like that's the classic example of like the heart of America, right?
Mm.
It's Illinois, by the way.
It's Illinois. All right,
Oh.
then I'm from Peoria, Illinois.
Wait, you can all hear Natalie?
Yeah.
I can turn my mic.
It's okay. You don't need to turn your mic down because you just have a piercing voice that I could hear through the wall.
That's rude.
There's also headphones face up on the
Oh, and they can hear you through the headphones like that?
Yeah.
Oh.
Oh, is that what it is?
So then why am I wearing the headphones?
I don't know, man. Take them off.
Oh, okay. That's
Let me
fair.
see if it's the headphones or not. Go ahead, say something, Nat.
Howdy, everyone.
Oh, it is them. I thought her voice was just so strong that it penetrated the plexiglass in the wall.
Honestly, yeah.
That's phenomenal.
You're just like this podcast studio is not soundproofed very well.
Yeah. Which honestly, wouldn't be surprising.
All right, so what else? So this weekend you're gonna not do some
I-
shows. You're gonna do some shows. You want to come snowboarding and skiing? We rented a house upstate.
Oh yeah, I'm
We're gonna go
invited.
barreling down the mountain. Have you ever gone skiing or snowboarding before?
No, I have this instinct that I would break my legs.
Well, guess what?
Yeah.
Same.
It just so happens
Yeah.
it's doctor supervised.
Okay.
So if you break your legs, if you break your if you you're good. You're in good hands. You have insurance?
Medicaid.
All right, then
however
you can't
long
come.
that-
You have Medicaid?
Yeah.
How?
New York State has like an expansion of Medicaid where you can be on it for like longer.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it's called the Essential Plan.
Oh, like Fidelis?
Yeah, I'm on Fidelis.
Oh, nice. So how does that work? Because did you have your parents' insurance up until you're 27 or 26?
26, yeah.
And then after that, you went on to Medicaid?
Mm-hmm.
What is the benefit of doing that instead of like getting it through work?
The benefit of that is that I cannot get health insurance through work. Yeah, I do not have a job that offers health insurance.
Really?
Yeah.
Wait, I thought it was only for like people who have no money.
It's for people who have. I think the cutoff for like the Essential Plan is like $46,000 a year or something.
I see. Okay.
And it's after, like, I freelance, so it's after your tax deductions.
After your tax deductions.
That is pretty crazy that $46,000 in New York City is poverty.
Yeah, because that would be like a decent income somewhere else.
Technically, it's like 111% of the federal poverty line, or like maybe 121%. It's like, so it's an expansion. It's like Medicaid stops at the poverty line. This is like whatever. But anyway, what a fascinating conversation topic. What's your health insurance?
I have it through work. I have Blue Cross Blue Shield.
Wow, way to brag.
No, but you have to pay a lot out of your. I mean, I don't pay that much, but if
We
you're
actually
on
call
Cobra-
this.
Yeah, we
call
called my
this health
insurance. Dude, the insurance people have no idea what they're doing. When you call them, they're reading off a script.
No, the craziest part about it though is that I had questions. Like I didn't. So we whip out his card, and I'm like, okay, there was like these. It was like out of network, in network, deductible, different, family, individual. So I'm like, you know what? I'm not even so sure what this means. Let's call up and see as the doctor.
Yeah.
Right? Because like as the doctor, I guess I'm supposed to kind of know what that means. I have no idea what.
You're not supposed to know, and like that's also. I guess we are. I guess this is relevant to this podcast.
Mm-hmm.
I think like doctors aren't liable to like walk you through anything. Like whatever, if a doctor tells you something is covered by insurance, like you can't trust that. You have to verify it yourself with your insurance.
Well, that's because we have no control over what your insurance is going to cover and what it's not.
Well, because it's like it's not your job to navigate the insurance industry. It's like whoever, like the patient. It's like their responsibility to do it.
Yeah, but it's like so. You're correct, but it's just so deceiving. And then it's all set up so that the patients and the doctors are like plotted against each other, so that the only person that makes out is the insurance company who collects your premiums and then doesn't pay for the services that the doctors render. And it's really frustrating.
Yeah,
it's frustrating.
Well, you know what's crazy is like the out-of-pocket maximum component and then the deductible component, right? Like you have to go several times to the doctor before your insurance even does anything for you, which is crazy. It just kind of discourages healthy people from going to the doctor.
100%.
And it encourages people to then overindulge on the doctor after they hit a certain minimum.
Yeah, but they still have to pay co-insurance, so it's never like so. Even like if you do meet your deductible, and you're still gonna have to pay, 20% in network, 30% out of network, and a copay.
Isn't there the out-of-pocket maximum, like he was saying? Mm-hmm. Like I think he meant you still have to pay the copay after you hit the out-of-pocket.
Great question. I don't even know.
I think you
still do.
I thought the point was that you don't.
No, because it's supposed to like cap so you don't go into like perpetual poverty.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Right.
Once again, that perfect example of how I have no clue what I'm talking about.
So that's why like
Dr. Jud coming right at you, not knowing what he's talking about. Welcome to closed door behind you.
That's why sometimes in lower income neighborhoods, when someone gets hurt, then if it's like minor, they try to like make it even more maximum.
Who's they? The hospital?
No, the people who get hurt. So, like, let's say you sprain your ankle. Like, sometimes people will flat out, like, break their ankle just because they know, like, that would be better.
Yeah, I'm not following that.
You don't think that's a good idea?
Because you hit your out-of-pocket.
No, I think it would be awesome if we could break your ankle. As long as it's on the podcast and we get it on film, I think it would be a really fun episode.
Do you want to break your ankle?
No.
Not hers, yours.
Oh, mine, yeah.
I follow what you're saying if like the people think that, but I don't follow the logic because you still would be net paying more money.
Yeah, but let's say you like had to get surgery or whatever and all that kind of stuff, then you just like make out like a champ, and then you could go for like other things that you have to.
But then
do.
you're still more injured, and you still like. Even if you don't hit the out-of-pocket maximum on one thing, if you've gotten 75% of the way there and stop, you could still go to the doctor for a second thing and hit that out-of-pocket maximum then.
Yeah, well,
and
that's
you'll
what
have paid the same amount without breaking your ankle.
Yeah, but you want to hit like more of
Soon.
that thing like sooner. So let's say, for example, in 2023, I got hurt. And then I was like, oh, okay, now I'm at this point. I might as well schedule my surgery for my knee surgery because I'm so close to like hitting my thing.
Sure, but that's like a surgery you already needed, not like you didn't.
Yeah,
break
but it's
your...
one that I was putting off.
Sure.
Yeah, that
I've got a more important question.
Yeah.
Whose ankles would you like to break? If you could break anybody's ankles, one person, you wouldn't get in trouble for it. Who would it be?
Don't
say me.
And anyone in the Trump cabinet.
Okay.
We're not attacking heroes here, Rebecca.
Okay.
Jesus, I knew that. We shouldn't have Rebecca on.
This is what happens when you get liberal white women on the podcast.
Yeah.
We should have known when she dyed her hair.
Right.
That she'd come up with some crazy shit like that.
Yeah, some bullshit like that.
What about you? Who would you? Whose ankles would you like to break besides?
Well, if I saw Rebecca attempting to break one of our savior's ankles, I would break hers.
Okay.
Yeah, 100%.
Valid. Okay, that's cool.
100%. In fact, I would probably, at this point, just do it unwarranted. Yeah.
All right.
Who else? Blind Mike.
Mikey High Tops?
Mikey High Tops. Just for fun.
Yeah, but then he's not going to be able to. He's not going to be able to edit your episodes because he's not be able to
can
get.
only name people that he has seen today.
No, she's next.
I literally have the memory recall of a goldfish. The third person would probably be Natalie, and the guy that parked his car next to me today.
So what's going on with, you said that you had a clip that is getting some attention over Albania. And
That
Greece.
doesn't matter. We're here to talk about Rebecca. Don't
Yeah,
worry
you're
about
right.
that. Albanians are a little sensitive.
Do you know anything about Albanians?
Yeah, I mean, there's that one Simpsons episode, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like he goes the foreign exchange.
He goes to Albania?
Yeah, do you not remember this episode?
No.
He is supposed to go on he's like a foreign exchange student in France, but he accidentally gets sent to Albania, and they do child labor on him.
That's hilarious.
Yeah.
I once had a Romanian girlfriend that was so stupid. She thought she was going to L.A., so she got a scholarship to go to L.A., so she landed in the United States thinking that she's going to L.A., and she was actually in Louisiana.
Damn.
Wow.
That is kind of funny because it's L.A.
Yeah, she's like, I'm going to L.A., and she was literally like Baton Rouge, Louisiana, or some shit.
Honestly, that sounds more fun than
Wait,
LA.
is Baton Rouge in Louisiana, or is that
Yes.
Arkansas?
Yeah.
Okay, just checking.
Yeah.
Just want to make sure. I mean, I know I'm dumb, but
New
I
Orleans.
just want to make sure I wasn't that dumb.
Yeah.
Come on.
No, you're
Anyway, all right. So let's talk more about Rebecca. So so Rebecca grew up in Brooklyn. Is that right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, cool. And then when you were growing up, you went to art school because you wanted to do. Well, you said not art school. You were actually journalism. Did you want to like be a journalist for magazines, news?
Well, I was getting a creative writing. Like I had a creative writing major, and I took we got a certain amount of electives, so I took journalism 101. And my journalism teacher was like, "Oh, she thought that I was like already a journalism major," and I like told her I wasn't. She was like, "Oh, that's a shame. You should join the program." And then I like looked at like my school's like thing, and I was like, "Oh, if for only like 2 more classes, I could there was such an overlap that I was like, for 2 more classes, I could double major." So then I just did that. But
Gotcha. And then did you find yourself just like doing satirical journalism and like I just like to talk shit rather than actually report the news?
My journalism teachers did feel like they were like, you're kind of like twisting like what what actually happened, and which like honestly is kind of where journalism is at right now.
Right. Yeah.
Every journalism job I've had, has been like the level of like poorly paid and overworked, where it's like I can't fact check anything that I do. I actually I had a job like soon out of college where I was like working at a science like just like not I hesitate to call it a magazine, but I was like doing science like news, and somebody like people were correcting me in the comments.
Really?
Yeah, they were like I remember like the one that sticks out is somebody was like explained like what actually was like instead of what I had written, and then somebody else said like, oh well, don't judge her, she's probably like doesn't even know what she's talking about.
And they were right.
Yeah.
So how does that come out? Like there's no editor that like reviews it and says
it was like literally like it was hardly a magazine. Like we were just like taking stuff. We were just going out like trying to get like trending articles from Google News and like to get it on this website as quickly as possible.
So you were just rewriting something someone else.
I was just reading a couple of like other articles that like people had written and like slightly rewording it and then like putting it up. And like that's the interesting, because like I've worked as a freelance writer for a long time, and like you really can't trust any information you find online, because like almost all of it is just ad content for businesses, and it's like turtles all the way down. You know what I mean?
Right.
It's like they hired somebody like me who didn't know what they were writing about, that just read one other article and paraphrased it, and like whoever wrote that article probably didn't know what they were talking about.
Yeah, I mean, at a certain point for a few months, I was working for external communications in my company, and we would literally write pitches for the newspaper publications, online magazines, and then they would almost verbatim just post what we wrote for them. So you would reach out to at least 5-6 publications, and then if you Googled the story, let's say like you were talking about AI or whatever, there would be 6 articles from 6 different publications. Like I'm talking like Business Insider, Fast Company, like that level. And they would just like regurgitate.
I've got
everything.
a question about that. Do you think that we should invade Panama and take the Panama Canal?
I see how you made that leap.
Rebecca,
don't we already have the Panama Canal?
Yeah,
Isn't
I thought
that
that
a
was
US?
U.S.
Okay,
We funded the building of it.
Thank you. This is perfect. So yeah, we don't own the U.S.
We don't own the
Jimmy
Panama.
Carter. Jimmy Carter gave it away. We built it. Jimmy Carter, a Democrat, gave it to Panama. Now
Also
we don't
dead.
own it. Now China is controlling the whole thing, and so I guess the answer is yes. We should invade Panama. Thank you for your answer.
I don't know about invade, but I'd like it back. That
Yeah.
would
So
be
usually
nice.
they don't give it things back. Usually you have to take it by force.
Wow.
Yeah.
Damn.
What do you think about that, Rebecca?
What a wow. I guess Jimmy Carter was a little too nice for his own good.
Well, rest in peace.
Yeah. Rest in peace, Jimmy
R.I.P.
Carter. Nice guy. Good. He used to grow peanuts, right? He was the human rights president. So he was all about human rights. I think he had his heart was in the right place, but I think if you're America, you can't be a little bitch.
Right.
Why did he stop at the Panama Canal? He's like, Puerto Rico, no.
Yeah, exactly. Why didn't we just like
Give back
annex
Puerto Rico? Interesting. So we okay.
Well, because we
Give
have a
back
lot
Puerto
of
Rico.
territory that's like not ours.
I wish I was Puerto Rican, honestly.
Mm.
Because then I could, for some reason, say
Speak
the
Spanish?
N-word. Right? I don't know why they
No.
can't.
I don't
Oh,
think you can if
no.
you're Puerto Rican.
If you're
Puerto
white
Ricans
Puerto
do.
If
Rican,
you're dark skinned
if
Puerto
you're
Rican,
white
maybe.
Puerto Rican, you cannot say the N-word.
What about in Spanish? Can you say it in Spanish and that's okay? Probably not.
Could I say the N-word in Yiddish?
Do you know
Schwarze?
it?
Oh, you just said it.
You really just said it?
Yeah, Schwarze.
Well, it's
Oh
the
my
closest
God.
thing to it.
Yeah. It doesn't really have the negative connotation though that the other word has.
Yeah, but it's still kind of... Are we
kinda
allowed
like-
to say this?
It's a slur, but it's not like there is no like direct equivalent.
Well, it's like I don't know. It's kind of like whatever. It's just like, for example, the Puerto Ricans called Asian people chinos.
Right, and that just means Chinese person,
Right.
Which is inappropriate
Right.
to call all Asian
So,
people
The
Chinese.
Right,
word that
but it's
Jud
not
just
like a
said-
negative. Is it like a slur though? No.
Well, the
Like if you
word-
say like the Jews, I don't take offense if you call me a Jew. I don't fucking care. I'm a fucking Jew. doesn't. I don't take it with a fucking like and a. I don't think it has a negative connotation. Well, for some people it might. But anyway, yeah, I'm not offended.
The word that Jud said was what?
It just means black, I think.
Oh.
Yeah.
Huh.
Yeah, it's just like it's the closest equivalent, but it's not like that. It's not the like he didn't say the N-word in Yiddish.
Yeah, he just said like black guy.
Is there an
Basically.
N-word in Yiddish? I don't think
Not
there
as far as
there
no.
is.
Well, I think that word you just said is the closest equivalent.
Closest equivalent. You know what's funny is so Greek and the Greeks and the Jews have a long history together.
Yeah.
Tell us.
It's very interesting the fact that there are some words that are very similar. So the Greek word for Jew is Evreos, which I believe in Hebrew is also the word that they use for.
Which means what? Piece of shit?
No, I think it means Jew.
Ivri is like Hebrew.
Yeah, exactly.
How to say Hebrew in Hebrew.
Yeah, Ivri. Yeah. So Evreo, Ivri.
Well, it makes sense because it's like it's the root of like we're the Abrahamic people, so it's like Avram.
Yeah. Isn't that kind of interesting?
Very, very. It's exciting.
Also, you know, the Old Testament was written in Greek as well.
Was it written in Greek or was it just translated by a Greek?
Well, the New Testament was written originally in Greek. The Old Testament was also written in Greek because that's how they were able to distribute information. Because most of the world, the shippers, like the merchants and all that kind of stuff, they all spoke Greek. Like Greek was the kind of language that all those ports in that area they all spoke and read.
But I'm pretty sure that the Hebes did write in Hebrew.
I think like maybe what like just to like distinct like so the Torah, like the text, like every Torah has to be written by hand in Hebrew.
Yeah.
But I think you mean like the text, like the book.
Yeah,
like,
the
not
Old
the
We didn't write our Torah in Greek?
no, like the Torah is written in Hebrew.
Oh, dude.
I know you're doing a bit right now,
Yeah.
but I'm explaining to you that the Old Testament, the book, was written in Greek, and the New Testament, in its initial drafting...
In a way, it is Greek because, you know, when they say, like, it's all Greek to me, like, when I
That's
had
an
to read
offensive phrase.
when I had to read the Torah, I was
Yeah.
like, what is this, fucking Greek?
Do you remember what your parsha it was?
No. But what's funny is that I
find
went
it offensive when you think about something that is not able to be understood. You use it's all Greek. To
I
me.
love that he finds something offensive. So I went to Israel last year, right? So I get on the plane. So there's a war going on there, and I'm like, they're like, okay, so do you have family in Israel? I'm like, no. They're like, do you belong to a community? No. They're like, you know, there's a war going on in Israel right now, and I'm like, uh-huh. They're like, and you want to go to Israel? And I'm like, uh-huh. And they're like, let me go back. They take my passport. They disappoint. They come back, and he goes, so you have a bar mitzvah? I go, yeah, I had a bar mitzvah. So what was your bar mitzvah? He asked me that. I'm like, bro, I have no fucking clue what my bar mitzvah was. I'm like, but I could recite the Via Hafta for you. And he goes, okay. And I'm like, really? You want me to? And so I had to do it to get on the plane.
Like they were like testing if you were religiously Jewish.
No, they wanted to see if I was going to bomb the fucking plane. I guess it was LOL.
Well, they're testing if you're religiously Jewish to let you go in.
I'm just
could
a
you recite
dumbass that wanted to go to Israel in the middle of a war.
Yeah.
They were just like,
would you recite a little bit of the Via Hafta for us right now?
Via Hafta eit Adonai elachecha b'chol
not-
levavka uv'chol nafsheka uv'chol me'odecha. Right?
You're not gonna sing it for us?
No, I don't have a good singing voice.
All right.
I'll sing it for you.
Go ahead. Actually, did you know the Via Hafta is supposed to be sung in Greek? Did you know that?
In Greek?
It's supposed to be sung in Greek.
You're hilarious.
I think he's doing a bit.
Yeah, I don't know why he's doing this.
Yeah.
There's something about you, because normally he's normal.
Yeah.
I don't know what it is about you that he's trying to bring it out.
I don't think it has anything to do with you just telling us that the Torah is written in
I
Greek.
never said the Torah was written in
He
Greek.
said the
he
Old
said the Old
Testament.
Testament,
That's
which
the
is not the
Torah.
same thing as the
It
Torah.
is not the
Like,
same
the
thing.
Torah is the actual religious scroll.
Right.
But that's the Old Testament.
The Old Testament is like the text, like he's referring to like the text as like a, like like how you publish like the Bible.
Yes.
I was just having fun thinking that he actually thought that on the scrolls
But,
it was
yeah.
written in Greek.
Why would I think that?
Dude, because you're just a Greek centrist. You just think the whole world revolves around Greek. You and the fucking Greeks, everything revolves around you.
Actually,
and all the suns and the stars and the gods all around Greek. That's
First
what you
of all,
talk about
don't
every
you
time
like
I'm
it that
fucking
way
hanging out.
so people don't actually peel the layer back and see the Jews run everything? Don't you prefer that?
You do have
don't
a
you
point
prefer me going out and saying that so that people don't dig shit up?
I thought you were trying to get monetized.
That's why he has me around.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's one of you. What are you doing? Why don't you make us famous? Rebecca, we're going to dive into a separate section.
Okay.
So, Rebecca, in a certain part of our podcast, we open up Pokemon cards because Pokemon is our sponsor. Would you be interested in opening up Pokemon cards?
I would love to open up a Pokemon.
Okay, great. Please pass this to Rebecca.
Okay, cool.
Just make sure that when you open them, you
I'll
get to the
show
good
them
stuff.
to the
Yeah,
camera.
and
Oh,
show them
only
and
the
get
good
to the
ones?
good. Yeah, I mean, you could show the bad stuff. Just don't get fixated on it.
Gotcha.
Do you know anything about these cards? Do you know what this is?
Well, this is a Wiglet, which is, I imagine, is some kind of like fucked up like Diglett, like precursor or later.
Yeah. It's a revamped Diglett, which I remember you saying is one of your favorite Pokemon.
I was joking.
That's disgusting.
I was joking. This is a Grievard. I don't know. I don't really like I don't love the new Pokemon Mastiff, whatever that is. I mean, like, granted, there are some Gen 1 Pokemon that are stupid, but...
yeah, but they're generally more stupid later on.
They get more stupid. This is a Spoopa.
That's a horrible name, too.
A Fupa? What was the other one? There was a Dirk Diggler card, did you say?
Wiglet.
Dirk Diggler.
It's a Wiglet. Do you know, are you familiar with all the Gen 1?
I literally have no clue what any of this...
A Wiglet is like a young white kid that's trying to be black.
Oh. I know what that is.
Here's a Torkoal. Definitely, they're running out of ideas on the names.
Torkoal's not that new, actually.
A Torkoal's like a turtle.
Yeah.
So I mean, the cards say what their index number is, right?
Yeah. You remember how we were talking about like not caring too much about
yeah. This is a Scovillain.
Okay.
This is an Oinkalone.
Is that a shiny? Oinkalone? No.
No.
Oh, okay.
This one's a shiny. It's a Mabostiff.
Oh, interesting.
Do you want that?
Nah, it's not that great.
Okay. Here's a shiny Dolliv.
Okay.
Here's a shiny Miraidon X.
Oh, let's go!
You want that?
Yeah,
Right.
let's go, dude. Hell yeah.
And then some basic energy
That's
for
perfect.
Natalie.
That's for Natalie.
That's for Natalie.
Basic energy is always for Natalie.
So explain to me, what is basic energy?
It's like energy that you could use to modify like anything, because this is a playing card game, so you have to like use you need to have enough cards to play some of these moves.
Yeah, the basic energy are basically counters that allow you to use the move function on the card.
Yeah.
Got it.
Yeah. I mean, in this, we didn't get any electric. Or no, it was the one that you took.
Yeah.
But
That's electric, right?
This is a legendary Pokemon. This is like one of the top.
Oh, this is basic energy. Oh, I see. So the basic energy cards all look the same?
No, they're different elements.
Yeah, so that one's a lightning one.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
So
What's
the
other
lightning
elements?
element would pair typically
Water?
with like a lightning person. Well, yeah, so
Fire?
you have an advantage with like the elements versus each other.
Yeah.
So lightning does good against water, and so does grass. Grass also is doing well against water.
Right.
But water is, rocks. It destroys rocks and fire.
It's like fire beats grass.
Yeah.
Okay.
But water beats fire.
Yeah.
Got you.
But the thing I don't like about like the new Pokemon is that they introduced too many types that I feel like it would be a struggle to remember all of them.
Like it's not so many, but there's dragon, steel, and
Fairy.
fairy, and then Well, the card game has less elements.
Oh.
The card game has less elements.
That makes sense.
But the specific...
Imagine a kid's just like walking around carrying like 17 binders.
Yeah, that would be insane. Yeah, it's too difficult already because some dragon cards, right, they have mixed elements. So, they have the normal energy, which is like the white star, which most of them everyone can use that one for the most part. And then they have dragons where it's like they need a fire and a water, or they need a fighting and a water.
I'm giving myself some homework.
Yeah. Yeah, they're our main sponsors, so you should definitely know more.
Yeah. You should play Pokemon with your daughter.
Yeah, that would be fun.
It's like would give her a tactile game to play.
Exactly. Kids need to get outside and play cards.
They need to get inside and play.
Yeah. Kids need to get inside and play off a screen. Just play inside. More kids should play Pokemon, Catan, Monopoly.
Yeah.
The stuff that makes you sweat.
Monopoly is a very good game to teach math.
Yeah, I think so too.
We play Monopoly all the time.
Growing up Jewish?
Yes.
And the concept of debt.
We do it every Jewish holiday. We have to play Monopoly. It's actually in the Bible. I mean, in the Torah.
Yeah,
play
it says
Monopoly?
it in
Just
Greek.
not the one that's written in Greek. The one that's written in Greek doesn't say, but the one in Hebrew actually says you're supposed to Atlantic City edition, not any of these bullshit like Miami Beach edition or any of those other, New York City edition. It has to be the Atlantic City edition.
Yeah, the Greek Monopoly is like, do not pass go. Owe everything to Germany. They'll build you a highway. Rebecca, what is your how old were you when you first started dating girls?
When I first started dating girls, I was like a young thing of 16.
Okay.
I had my first lesbian experience.
Is that really when you had your first lesbian experience?
I mean, are we like? Do you mean like just kissing, or like more?
You've gone further than that with a woman?
Who hasn't?
Not me.
This is a child on the way. It had nothing to do with him.
Yeah, I was like, ew, I gotta touch her. Gross. Let's go to a doctor.
No, I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. I guess college.
College was your first?
Sure.
When did you start dating boys?
I don't know, like 16.
16? You're a late bloomer?
Maybe 15.
Okay. When you were, what do you think are the most romantic things that men can do that are kind of lost? Like when you're younger, right? You tend to be slightly more romantic.
Sure.
So what do you think are some of like the romantic young high school things that more men your age group should be doing?
Premature ejaculation all the way. No, I'm kidding. I don't know. I mean, handwriting cards is nice. Like writing cards and letters. I feel like that's like sweet to have like a little memento. I don't know. I think like giving like a thoughtful gift is nice.
That doesn't put them right in the friend zone.
Yeah. How do men get out of the friend zone?
I think if you're in the friend zone, you should appreciate having a nice friend, and because like I think it's undervalued to like have a female friend.
I concur.
Yeah, like if you have a female, like if there's a woman that trusts you and likes you a lot, you now have access to all of her friends.
100%. 100%.
And instead
correct.
of having like one woman that barely wants to date you, that you're pressuring a lot, you could have like probably like one of her friends. And if not, like maybe you make friends with one of her friends, and now like all of her friends' friends are in your circle.
You become qualified. Yeah, you're 100% correct.
Yeah.
But what if she starts trying to date your friends?
I don't know. If you're really hung up on someone and you're bothered by her dating somebody, then you're not her friend, and you should just stop talking to her.
Right. So what if she gets jealous? What's that? Sorry?
Is my mic on? Was
Yeah,
it
your
on
mic
a
was
second
on.
ago?
Yeah. It was. It's been on this whole time.
That sucks.
You've been my internal monologue.
I just said that her advice is really good.
That's what I heard you say, but I didn't hear the last part. Oh, okay.
No, that was it.
Can you hear her?
Yeah, I
right
can
now?
hear.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So, whatchamacallit? Natalie thinks you did great on that advice. But let me ask you this. What if the girl doesn't like her friend being friends with a bunch of guys, being friends with a bunch of her girlfriends, or like trying to bang her girlfriends.
Don't just try to bang her friends. Like, just be there and like be chill, like be a cool person. And I think like if down the line you do genuinely get a genuine connection with one of her friends and start dating them, and she has a problem with that, then I don't know. I mean, like, it's all depends on like the circumstance, right? Like, I could imagine if a man starts dating a woman's friends in like a bad way, like an underhanded way. Like, let's say she like confided in you that her friend was like, going through like a really rough thing. And then like he took advantage of that, like knowing she's like in a low place, and then started trying to date her. Like, that's crappy. I would stop being friends with that man at that point.
So he's using the intel that he's getting.
Yeah. If you truly feel like you didn't do anything wrong, and like your OG friend is still jealous and angry, then I don't know. Maybe like some people just like aren't. Sometimes like it's okay to like let a friendship go.
Do you think the friend zone is something that men can escape?
It's not something that you should like. Oh, the call is here. But I think that you shouldn't need to escape. Like, the friend zone is like not bad.
Mm-hmm.
Like, the only bad thing is like you not accepting that it's a no, and like being unhappy. If you're really unhappy with it and you truly can't get over it, you should just not be friends with that person.
So I think you raised a really good point, and the subtext of that is there a way where the friend zone is ever like a pre-qualifier for dating, or is it kind of like choose your own adventure? If you've already entered the friend zone, it's not even a path forward.
I think if you can remain friends with this person and like truly come to peace that like she doesn't want to date you, she might change her mind later, but you have to not be thinking about it. Like, you just have to like quietly let her. Maybe she'll change her mind.
But don't
you
get your
can't
hopes
pressure
up.
her.
All of Becca's advice is great.
Just make her super jealous by hooking up with all of her friends.
Mm-hmm. That's what I did. People were like, "Oh, you're friends with like super hot girls, but you don't do anything with them." And I was like, "They're a path to conquer." Okay, so we have a caller.
Yeah, I'm calling in about testosterone therapy.
Okay. Welcome, caller. This is Dr. Jud. What would you like to know about testosterone therapy?
So I just recently got testosterone therapy, and I've been noticing some changes in my behavior that I can't really explain. For example, I used to be vegan, and now like I'm craving meat. I switched from vaping to cigarettes. I started listening to my girlfriend's stories. I stopped playing with Pokemon cards. Like, I can't explain these changes in my behavior.
So in other words, it made you cool.
No. I think it made him gay, because he craves meat. He likes phallic things like cigarettes in his mouth. He wants to hear women talk.
Okay, more importantly, how are you taking the testosterone? Is it like the rub-on? Is it the oral troche? Is it injections? Is it the pedal? Or are you taking the rectal suppositories? Which one is it?
Injections.
Okay. How much you taking? Like what? 100 cc's of testosterone cypionate a week injected in your butt?
Well, I don't know. So it started out like I was too scared of needles for the first dose, so I actually did get the rub-on one you were talking about. But then after the second dose, I was like, no, I don't
really
feel
do anything.
pain anymore. My pain tolerance is higher. I'm starting to like box. I only cared about soap operas before, and now I'm tuning into the UFC every week. I don't understand.
I empathize with you. I too am on testosterone therapy, and I too watch the UFC. So welcome to my world, caller, and welcome to being cool. I don't know what to tell you. Do you have any advice for him?
I would like Rebecca to see some advice, but I would like to know, do you feel like this is the way you were meant to be?
Well, my girlfriend sure doesn't like it. I mean, I'm starting to cheat on her. I'm not listening to her anymore. I don't like her friends like I used to.
How does she know you're cheating on her?
She found, you know.
You need to get your shit together, dude. I think you need to up your dose.
The testosterone is causing short-term memory loss.
Wait, yeah, because if you took estrogen, you'd remember shit from 20 years ago and keep bringing it up.
Have you listened to the This American Life episode about testosterone?
What's This American Life?
Oh, it's a long NPR radio show.
I used to listen to NPR all the time, and then now all of a sudden I can't even stomach it.
Right.
It's weird. It only happened since testosterone.
Let me guess, you also voted for Trump.
Yeah.
Even though you had a Kamala, you have a Kamala sticker on your car. You drove to the voting poll, and all of a sudden...
I don't think Kamala even had a Kamala sticker on her car. Let's be real here.
Well, I mean, she was driving an Escalade. Did she need to say it?
So, that's cool. So, what other? It sounds like the testosterone's working. How's your body? How you feeling? Like mentally? How you feeling physically? Are you feeling stronger? Do you feel like? I mean, and you mentioned something about your girlfriend. Are you having better sex? Are you having Is your girlfriend at least enjoying the fact that perhaps you're more
the sex
toned?
is great. I'm not used to not being pegged. That was my my main thing, and now I'm doing the penetrating.
How old are you?
I am in my mid-20s.
Isn't that a little young to be getting pegged?
When did you first start?
Oh, I do. Who put him up to this? Who is this? Who told you?
Is that your dad?
I don't know.
That's not my dad.
It's your dad, isn't it? But your dad has he's an accent, right?
Yeah. Wait, what? What'd you say?
I'm just calling in for some advice. I'm just especially about the Pokemon card stuff. I have no interest in it now.
Can I just say, if a woman is pegging you, there's absolutely nothing gay about that because you're having sex with a woman.
Kidding me? Pegging is gay. Are you kidding me?
No, it's not.
Okay. All right. Anal stimulation, gay. Any anal stimulation is gay. Yep.
Well, what if a part of the male pleasure is in the anus, or you'd rather
that's
not
for
reach
pooping. That's so men can poop and enjoy a poop.
You'd rather never reach your full sexual enjoyment potential than do.
No, sex. First of all, sex is only for procreation. Okay. So already, anything that is not in the spirit of procreating is a sin. Okay. Second of all,
were the Greeks sinning?
What's that?
Were the Greeks?
Are you calling the Greeks gay? Is this guy calling the Greeks gay?
Yeah. Why do they say that anal is Greek? What is that all
the
about?
The Greeks had a lot of anal sex.
The guys or the girls or both?
Mostly
it was a guy
boys.
thing, right?
It was
a boy thing.
men would have sex with young boys.
Right. Well, yeah. What's up with that?
When you're out in war, you got to get focused.
It was war.
Yeah,
because you guys were always
warring. They would
use
olive oil as a lubricant.
Yeah,
really?
They were all warring, because they were all city states.
He's got trees at his house in Greece.
I have
he's
a
got
lot of olive oil.
Really good olive oil.
Yeah.
I don't know how it is for pegging.
It's
or
not
having sex,
for
but
that.
It's not that kind of olive oil, Rebecca.
No.
So stop thinking what you're thinking.
I
can read your thoughts right now.
Yeah.
It's very judgy.
Yeah, it is
I'm
judgy. You're
I'm
really
not judging
judgy.
any. You're implying that there's something negative about having sex with men.
Yeah, getting pegged is gay. I'm not saying there's something wrong with having sex with men.
What is getting pegged, by the way? Is that like a girl
with a strap on?
Oh, a strap on, so it's not a girl just.
Well, I mean, you technically that could count as pegging, but typically she's got a strap on.
Rebecca,
so
what's your opinion?
So a long time ago, the sex advice columnist Dan Savage, decided to coin a word for the term of the sex act of a woman penetrating a man with a strap on. So he invited his readers to submit potential words and pegging one.
By a landslide?
I think there was like one maybe closer follow up, but yeah. And ever since we've had a word for that. He also coined the term Santorum, which do you know the story?
No,
Rick Santorum?
So you guys don't know the story?
No.
So
Caller, do you know the story?
He doesn't. He's not.
No,
there.
I'm straight now, remember?
Oh, right.
Oh,
Go
yeah.
ahead. Yeah.
The testosterone making
Go
him
on.
straight.
Yeah.
Okay,
Good.
so like Rick Santorum, like also a long time ago, made some comments about like how like he said that men having sex with men is the same as bestiality and pedophilia. And Dan Savage was like, you know what? I think we need to teach Rick Santorum a lesson. So he invited his readers to. He was like, let's make Santorum a word, and he invited his readers to come up with the most filthy definition for the word Santorum possible, and the winning answer was Santorum, noun, the frothy combination of lube and anal, lube and feces that is sometimes the byproduct of anal sex.
Santorum. By the way, who is Rick Santorum? I remember that name. He was a politician of some sort?
I think. Yeah.
What kind of politician? Was he a governor? Senator?
Ultra right wing, I think.
Right wing, like I think senator.
Yeah.
From where?
I don't know, Peoria.
Yeah, one of the
Peoria,
flyover
Ohio.
states.
Yeah.
He represented Peoria, Ohio in the House of Representatives.
Something like that.
I
He
will.
was a senator.
Yeah, Senator Rick Santorum.
That's what I said. I
Yeah.
said he's a senator from Peoria, Ohio.
Yeah, we've gone past that. But okay, first of all, I don't completely disagree with him. I would equate anal sex with a man to bestiality.
We still have a caller on the line, by the way.
Yeah, well, he needs to hear this. This is important. Caller, are you okay? How's everything going? You enjoying this?
I'm just as confused as you guys.
Okay. So bestiality is this. All right. Can we help you with anything else?
I just wanted Dr. Jud to try to make sense of why I've had all these behavioral changes.
It's because you're becoming cool. So you're welcome. Continue with the testosterone therapy. If you have any other questions, tune in to the Close the Door Behind You podcast with Dr. Jud and ChrisTos. And their comics?
Okay, thank you.
All right.
Thank you. All right. Yeah. So Rebecca,
Yeah.
this is the moment where we call lightning round.
Okay.
So we're gonna ask you several questions, and you're gonna answer them as fast as you can. But
Okay.
it's fun. So
Okay, I'm going to go first. So, Rebecca, you get arrested. Who is your first call?
Jesus Christ. No, okay. Our real answer, my dad, I guess.
why your dad?
I don't know, because he won't have a panic attack like my mom would.
Would he
Yeah,
yell at you?
we're Jewish, so he'll get some lawyers. I don't know. No, he'll probably be understanding.
What does your dad do for a living? Is he a doctor or a lawyer?
Neither.
Are you sure he's Jewish?
Yeah. He's retired now, but he worked in like IT
Oh, he used to be
kind
a
of.
doctor or Jew. I mean, or, used to be he used to be
How
a
about
lawyer.
you let her answer the fucking question?
I'm sorry, I'll shut up. Go ahead.
He worked in IT.
There's Jews in India?
At a thing. Worked for a thing.
Oh, he's a
Hey,
banker.
at least he was still kind of true to the
Okay,
banking.
yeah, all right, that makes sense.
But there is a lot of Jewish people in tech.
There's not. There's like a decent amount.
Yeah.
My brother works in tech.
Yeah, I worked with a lot of Jewish guys. Anyway, go ahead. Another one.
You were
Oh,
next.
okay.
I did the first one.
What's one hack that you wish more people knew about that you do or know of?
Well, if I have a hack, shouldn't I not want people to know about it? But
I agree. But one that you would share
okay,
with people that they should
a
know.
hack
Don't
I'm
worry,
willing to share.
nobody's watching this. It's okay.
Yeah. It won't be released for like 3 months. Okay, hack. This is a New York City specific one. The fine for evading the fare is low enough, and you get like you're so unlikely to get caught that like you only need to do it like 40 times or something before it like before the amount you've avoided paying has like like it's more than earned itself. Like
Which fare? For the subway?
Yeah, subway and bus. Like at this point, if I get the fine, I'll have like still saved like way more money.
You jump the turnstile?
No, I just don't. I just never pay for the bus.
So you get on the bus and the bus driver just lets you on?
If like the bus driver looks like upset, I'll pay.
Wait, so on the bus there's not like a thing that like blocks you unless you like swipe?
No.
Interesting.
But
You
how
can
do
also
you
get through the middle doors?
Yeah, you
sometimes.
could go through the middle door sometimes.
and they don't say anything?
Bus drivers aren't paid enough to care.
And in the subway,
Really?
there's usually a homeless dude that's like has the door open, so you just like gravitate to the homeless dudes.
Yeah, I mean the subway, I always pay the fare just because it seems like too much trouble to.
Yeah, I don't like the idea of jumping.
Yeah.
If you had to, could you jump the turnstile? Are you that athletic?
Yeah, I could jump the turnstile.
Do you wear sneakers?
I mean, I'm short, so I would go under probably.
You wear boots. That might be more difficult.
I'd prefer to go under if I was trying to get.
So, recap. What you're saying is you have to go 40 times.
If like you just need to not pay for the bus like 40 times, and then like if you get the fine, you'll still have saved money.
So on the 41st time, if you get the fine, then you break even.
Basically.
Okay.
How much is the fine?
Something like $200.
Okay. All right, cool. So, next question. What is your favorite food and where's the best place to get it in New York City?
Ooh. Well, my favorite, as a Jewish woman, my favorite food is Chinese, obviously.
Right.
My, one of, like, I mean, how could I pick only one Chinese spot? But I really like the new Green Bow in Chinatown.
I don't know that one.
I don't know that one.
Or it might be
Green
called,
Bow?
like, Deluxe Green Bow. It's on Bayard Street.
Oh,
It's really, really good.
cool.
It's cash only. Amazing.
That's not the kosher one, is it?
No, that's Buddha Budai. That's, like, honestly, okay, fine. That might be. That's Buddha
good.
Budai is also
never
really,
been.
I really fuck with that. It's
cool.
it's all vegetarian.
Oh, yeah, fuck that.
Yeah, but that sounds terrible.
No, it's really, really good.
Because it's vegetarian, it's really good, or it's good without
It's
being vegetarian?
good. Like non-vegetarian people like it too.
What do
Where's the best place
vegetarians get?
for somebody who's in testosterone to eat
For
Chinese
our
food?
friend on testosterone, he should go to like ultra deluxe, big bro, like heavy lifting Chinese.
The Chinese gym that he should, the Chinese gym that serves dumplings,
Yeah.
the Chinese dumpling comedy show.
What advice do you have for someone who might want to go after their dreams or follow a similar path that you have?
So no one should follow my specific path because everyone's got their own path. One exercise that I do like really like this, a creative writing teacher like gave this to us. It's like you think of somebody whose career you admire. And like for the exercise I chose David Sedaris, and you like read everything you can about him or her, and you like try to like map out like what like timeline their career happened on and like what paths they took to get there. So like for David Sedaris, for example, like he worked a lot of like odd jobs to like make ends meet, and then he like turned those into like funny short stories. So it's kind of like just the idea of like just thinking about all the different like paths you could take to get into creative professions, and how nobody took the one same path and like everything, you know.
And what motivates you?
Nothing. I really struggle with that. I don't know. I like making people laugh. And doing better than other people. That
So you're vindictive.
I'm a little motivated by spite. Spite is a good motivator.
Who are some people that enter into your sphere of spite motivation? Like what kind of people does it take?
That's a good question. I won't name specific names, but I think that like when I see people who are like succeeding on stuff that I genuinely think is bad, I like, yeah, that like for sure is a spite thing.
And it pushes you to make something good.
Yeah.
Nice. Doc Jud?
That was it. I just had those two.
Okay.
What
What do you think happens? Oh, sorry, you have a question?
do you have a spite motivator?
Yeah, when someone tells me I can't do something,
Oh, that's a big one too. Yeah, fuck that.
they're like, "Oh, that can't be done," or like whatever. Then I'm like, "I'm gonna prove you wrong." Yeah. What about you, Doc Jud?
What's something that motivates me?
Yeah.
Anxiety.
Really?
Yeah, like if you're scared that something's not like if you're scared that you're not going to be able to, I don't know, whatever it is, like whatever I have anxiety about, I try to attack it.
Mm-hmm.
You know, like if I'm like scared to do something, I'm like, okay, I'm gonna go do that and overcome that.
That's cool. So where can people find you, Rebecca?
I'm on all social media at Rebecca T. Kaplan, RebeccATKAPLAN.
Okay.
Sorry. Rebecca T. Kaplan. That's my handle. I'm high energy, and I'm excited to be here. And you should follow my social media to find out where I'm going to perform in New York City, and also watch the sketches that I made with Christos. Yeah.
Very cool.
Yeah.
I like that. You should try that character out.
Yeah, we should have like aggressive Rebecca as a character.
Yeah, just imagine like Rebecca that's like kicking doors down and going, "Woo!"
This isn't a character. This is the other 40 minutes was an act. This is me. This is me, cocksucker. Get used to it. I took the testosterone replacement therapy.
I slipped it in her coffee. We should get her on a Celsius energy drink one night.
Oh, I'll just have a full-on panic attack.
Do you do a lot of drinking?
From time to time.
From time to time, you kick it up a notch. When you're drinking, what do you like to drink?
I'm a vodka soda cran.
Vodka soda cran? Okay.
Yeah.
You're not a Chardonnay lady?
I hate Chardonnay.
Okay.
Wow.
For all the gentlemen out there that are trying to court this young lady, vodka soda cran.
Yeah,
What kind of vodka?
any cheapest.
Any. Well,
Yeah.
vodka, soda cran, Rebecca Kaplan. Thank you for coming on. Close the door behind you. We'll see you next time.
Oh wait, should I show this lovely card that
What is that?
Christos gave me? It's a blue blood moon Ursulana.
Is that a real card though, or is that
Ursulina.
like?
It's technically a real card, but just giant.
Why is it like that? Doesn't come in a pack, right?
It's a special edition card. I gave it to Rebecca as a gift.
Cool.
Thank you. Thanks so much for having me on.
Thanks for coming.
We're out.
Cool.